Published, 1826 the 9th of July 2018. Updated, 1826 the 9th of July 2018. Katy Sandalls Malcolm Rogers, his wife Alison and their eldest son Peter. Picture, Peter Rogers Archant. One of those who will be cheering England on Wednesday night is former Bury vicar Reverend Malcolm Rogers. Mr. Rogers, formerly the vicar of St. Mary with St. Peter's Church in Bury St Edmunds, has been lucky enough to secure him and his family tickets to see England take on Croatia in their new home of Moscow. After relocating to the Russian capital last summer with his wife Alison and their youngest son, Mr. Rogers now works as the chaplain of St. Andrew's Anglican Church. Having lived in the Russian capital for nearly a year, the family were able to apply for residence tickets to watch games at this year's World Cup. "It was really amazing," said Mr. Rogers. "We put in for residence tickets and the first time we didn't get anything. On the second time around they had much better luck securing tickets for England's game against Colombia as well as tickets for one of the semi-final matches. I was absolutely astonished," said Mr. Rogers, describing their luck as divine intervention. Mr. Rogers enjoyed the Colombia game and likened the feeling there to a carnival party atmosphere, right up until the start of the game. "It was a real privilege," he added. From then on, according to Mr. Rogers, England fans were outnumbered in the crowd by their Colombian counterparts. "It must have been so intimidating for the England players," said Mr. Rogers. "They were definitely playing away at that point." For the quarter-finals, the family gathered with other British expats in Moscow. The result wasn't quite what Mr. Rogers was hoping for, but he is still looking forward to the semi-final, which he will be watching with wife Alison and eldest son Peter, who has made the trip over for the match. "I would have loved to see a Russia-England semi-final, but it would have been a bit difficult." Mr. Rogers said the atmosphere in Moscow had been fantastic during the championships. "It's been lovely. The first 3 weeks were amazing when we had people from all around the world." As for the final itself, despite not having tickets, Mr. Rogers said he already had big plans. "As a church, we have decided we are going to have a big party for the final. We are making assumptions.